Let's go back now to our first interpreted session and see if the provider can help it go better.
Hello, Mr. Gonzalez. I'm Dr. Dawson. Hello, will you be interpreting for us this afternoon?
Yes, I'm Rosalia. They've asked me to come up from the downstairs clinic, but I'm not a professional interpreter.
Remember how useful that pre-session was? Well, if the interpreter doesn't initiate one, do your own pre-session so that your expectations of the interpreter will be clear.
Thank you for coming, Rosalia. I'm sure you do just fine. Just interpret exactly what Mr. Gonzalez and I say. Don't add anything, and please don't leave anything out. And if there's anything you don't understand, please don't hesitate to ask. Oh, and if you can, don't say he said or she said. Instead, if Mr. Gonzalez says my stomach hurts, you say my stomach hurts.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Remember how the professional interpreter stayed in the background? You can help an inexperienced interpreter be unobtrusive by keeping control of the interview, by seating the interpreter in the background, and by speaking directly to the patient.
Rosalia, why don't you bring your chair over here?
Okay.
Did you get a chance to introduce yourself to Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, we were talking before you came in.
Good. Mr. Gonzalez, tell me why you came in today.
He told me his back hurts.
Remember how the professional interpreter didn't answer for the patient or give personal opinions? Expect this and insist on it from your interpreter. If she slips, guide her back to her role of facilitating communication.
Please interpret my question to Mr. Gonzalez exactly as I asked it.
Oh, right, sorry. Señor González, ¿por qué ha venido hoy a la clínica?
Me duele la cintura, comenzando aquí, el dolor corre por este lado, por la pierna.
My back hurts starting here, and the pain runs down this side into my leg.
A veces me queda dormida esta parte del pie, hasta a veces se me duerme.
Sometimes this area falls asleep, sometimes even my foot falls asleep.
Some other techniques that will make it easier to interpret include speaking in relatively short sentences, with only one question at a time, and avoiding the use of slang or difficult technical terminology.
Okay, and when do you get the pain?
¿Y cuándo sientes el dolor?
Cuando estoy sentado y luego intento pararme, eso es cuando duele.
When I'm sitting down and I try to get up, that's when it hurts.
And are you taking anything for the pain?
¿Y estás tomando algo para el dolor?
Pues fui con la sobadora.
No, señor, la doctora no quiere saber de sobadora, sino quiere saber de medicamentos, si está tomando algún medicamento.
¿Cómo qué, por ejemplo?
Pues usted sabe, como aspirina o algo que le haya dado otro doctor, un Tylenol, un ibuprofen.
Uh-oh, this interpreter is getting into a side conversation from which you're left out. Again, remind the interpreter of the need to convey exactly everything that's being said.
Rosalia, please interpret everything he's saying.
Oh, right, sorry. He says he went with this old woman. She cures by massage, and they call her sobadora.
Mr. Gonzalez, tell me about the sobadora.
Señor González, cuénteme de la sobadora.
Bueno, cuando mi abuela siempre me decía que una buena sobada hace bien a los...
This provider would have done better with a trained interpreter, but she's managed to connect well with the patient, even though the interpreter was untrained and inexperienced. Many of the same techniques she demonstrated here are also useful in working through professional interpreters. Let's review. First of all, maintain control of the interview. Start out with a pre-session. Make your expectations of the interpreter clear. Have the interpreter sit in an unobtrusive place, if possible. Speak directly to the patient, not to the interpreter, unless there's a communication issue to clarify. Assume that and insist that everything is interpreted. But be aware that much of what you say may have no linguistic or even conceptual equivalent in other languages. The interpreter may have to paint word pictures of many terms you use, and this may take longer than your original speech. To help the interpreter be as accurate as possible, speak at a moderate pace in relatively short sentences with only one question at a time, and avoid using slang or difficult technical terminology. And check to find out exactly what the patient understood. And finally, stay positive. Providing care across a language barrier isn't easy. However, the effort you put in up front will result in good rapport and clear communication that will save you time and misunderstanding down the line.